Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about spring makeup palettes. I have a selection of a few palettes that I want to share with you that would be absolutely beautiful to have for this spring season. I did a video like this one back in the fall time and you guys seem to really enjoy it, so I am back with a spring version of it, and I have some really nice colorful palettes with me that I want to share with you. I went through my collection and I picked out palettes that I really enjoy using and that have very springy colors, be it peachy shades, light blues, light greens, really nice pastel shades, and more brighter colors that I think are going to be absolutely perfect for this time of year. So if you guys are excited for the video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Patty and I would absolutely love it if you subscribe before you leave. So let's go ahead and get started. I have to admit, I feel like I don't have that many spring palettes in my collection. Like, for the amount of palettes that my collection has, you can see them sort of kind of up there, I figured I would have more palettes to choose from. However, I am very happy with the palettes that I did end up choosing, and I think they're absolutely perfect for the season. If you guys are interested in the look that I'm wearing, I filmed a little Instagram tutorial for it, so don't forget to go to my Instagram and check it out. And I did that look with the first palette we'll talk about in this video, which is this one right here. Out of every palette that I'm going to talk about, this is definitely the newest one in my collection. I received this one a few days ago from Auden's Eye, and I've been playing with their eyeshadow formulas and I can tell you I really like them. And this particular palette is absolute perfection for the springtime. The name of this palette, by the way, is the Alva 2 eyeshadow palette, and of course I'm going to link everything that I talk about in today's video down below. Take a look at how absolutely stunning these shades in this palette are. Some of the shades that I'm personally wearing today are this one here, Peach Juice, Orange Bonbon, and then Forest Dream, which I thought were really beautiful matte shades. They blend out like a dream, they're not too powdery, and you can see how like nicely pigmented they are as well. Absolutely loved playing with these shades today. And besides these three, you also have shades like these in the palette that are more on the blue side that I'm sure we can have an absolute blast playing with. And of course, this eyeshadow palette also has a really good amount of shimmers. In fact, this one has two glitter shades, Pink Star and Pop Rocks, which I am wearing this one today called Pop Rocks. Now these shades, as you can see, are absolutely stunning, but also like a lot. I have been loving this one on my eyelids today. However, I have to admit that it's been creasing a little bit, but I think it's totally my fault. So you can see here how there's like a little piece of eyelid that is missing some of the glitter, and that is because I did not prep my eyes right. I did prime my eyes with an eyeshadow, but I didn't do a glitter glue, which I definitely should have done in order for this not to happen. But I had never used this palette before, and even though I have tried Auden's Eye eyeshadows in the past few days, I hadn't used a glitter yet. So now I know that it definitely needs a glitter glue before you put it on. But besides that, this palette is absolutely glorious, and I think that you guys are going to really enjoy it for the springtime. Another palette that immediately came to mind when I thought of making this video is this one right over here. This is the Escape Pot by Kaleidos, and just look at how absolutely stunning these shades are. They're nice and colorful and vibrant, but also they have softer shades that we can blend it with. I think one very special thing about this palette is that even though it is a pretty colorful palette, it also has 4 more toned down shades that you can mix the pops of color with. So you can use some of those more neutral shades kind of as your base, and then use the colorful ones as a pop of color in your eyeshadow. Kaleidos shimmer eyeshadows are also chef's kiss. They are absolutely amazing. And so these right over here are definitely so fun for this. Oh, just look at that, for this time of year, I was saying. And then let me swatch some of the mattes for you as well so that you guys can see how nice these are. Just take a look at these swatches right here. These are fantastic. I have used this Kaleidos palette in a video before, but I don't remember what I did with it. It might have been like a get ready with me video sort of thing. If I find the video, I'm going to definitely link it below for you. I know that I haven't done like a ton of looks with this one or anything, but it is such a beautiful palette for spring. I think I'm definitely going to get a lot more use out of it in these upcoming months that I have in the past, because I believe when they sent me this palette, it was the beginning of fall last year and I was not in this mood, but now I'm in this mood, so now I want to play with these. I might be wrong, but I believe that the Escape Pod from Kaleidos is not a limited edition palette. I think that palette is part of their permanent collection, so I do think that it's available, which is great. Another palette that I think is absolutely stunning for spring and summer actually would be this one right over here. This is the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I always like to recommend these big palettes because I feel like you just get so much for like not a lot of money. And there is so many different shades in this palette that are so nice and colorful and girly and can definitely be very springy. Like these peach shades in the middle, this one here and that one here, like all of these, ooh. These shades are absolutely stunning and the formulas in this palette are not bad at all. Also, I feel like I've seen that they've had it on sale a few times, which is really nice. And this one I did create a lot of content around when it came out, so you'll find different looks on my channel with this one. I did a 5 looks 1 palette with it. I also did a review video on it, so I'll link both of those below if you guys need some inspiration of what I looks to create with this one. But I think this is an absolutely stunning palette for this time of year. I was gonna say she also has really bright inner corner colors and a lot of more neutral shades that can also be combined with the more pops of color type shades in the palette to create really beautiful looks. This next palette is newer to my collection as well, but I have done 5 looks 1 palette with it, and I also did a review video where I did 2 other looks. So also lots of looks with the Circle Loco palette on my channel. I feel like a lot of the more pastel-like colors in this palette can be very spring and summer. The purples, the pinks, the peaches, the greens. This palette is absolutely incredible for those pops of color. Now, if you don't want to create super colorful looks like the ones I have in my 5 looks 1 palette video or like the ones I have on my review video, that's okay. You can definitely have this palette in addition to any other neutral palette you might have in your collection. I feel like we tend to have a lot more neutral nude palettes than we do colorful palettes, so I do think that this would be a good pop of color addition to anyone's collection. Like if you just want to risk a little bit and just get into color a little bit more, you can use these colors in combination with more nude neutral tones and create some very beautiful eyeshadow looks. Now this palette is a pretty penny, $1.29, and the Sephora sale is coming up, so if you get it, I would definitely wait till the Sephora sale, which starts April 9th for Rouge customers, I believe, to get this palette then, because you're going to be able to save some money. I honestly did not expect to like that Circle Loco palette half of what I actually liked it. It was very surprising. Okay, I have one last palette, and if you didn't see it coming, you must be new here, because this is my favorite Huda Beauty palette and it is absolute perfection for the springtime, okay? And of course, I'm talking about the Mercury Retrograde palette by Huda Beauty. I don't think I organized the way I was saying this palettes in any particular way, but I do think that if you were to ask me if you could only choose one out of all 5 palettes that you're mentioning, which one would you choose? I would choose this one here. This is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. And this palette is spectacular because it has a lot of those really nice light shades. It has nudes, it's got pinks, it's got like this beautiful pop of color right here that can make everything very nice, and it's got the best jewel tone shimmer shades ever. Look at the 5 looks 1 palette that I created with this one. Absolutely love it. I think this is one of my favorite 5 looks 1 palettes I've ever done. And I also did a review video on this one where you can find a couple more looks. Again, everything will be linked in the description box. So this palette is stunning and I am obsessed with the shimmers and the glitters in here as well. Just look at how reflective these shades in this palette are. So good. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't think Huda will ever create a palette better than this one. This palette is amazing, and honestly you can use it year round, but I do think that it could be really well used for the springtime as well. Okay, so that's actually it. Those are my 5 palettes that I am planning to get a lot of use out of this spring. I feel like when I did this for fall time, I had a few more palettes in the video, but that's because I feel like I just tend to buy more fall palettes than I do spring palettes. So I didn't want to show you anything that I'm not obsessed with, and I am obsessed with all 5 of these. So very highly recommended, and please let me know down in the comment section what you think. Do you have any of these? Do you plan on using them for spring? Or simply let me know if you're planning to get any of these to add to your palette collection. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. Please follow me on my Instagram if you guys don't already. I would definitely really appreciate it. And you'll be able to keep up with me more on a daily basis through my Instagram stories. And also whenever things go on sale or there is a special deal coming up of something I've spoken about, I'm always going to let you guys know on Instagram. So if you follow me on there, you won't miss out. Like I said, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye!